They needed a soft spot. They needed somebody that they could use, they could prop. And that is how they got the other young man, CAPO Daniel. What I'm saying is what I've discussed with them, and I've discussed this with CAPO. I've asked CAPO, why do you think the ICO decided to come to you? Why? They came to me 2019. If they thought they have gotten something that was good and they wanted to get involved in resolving this conflict in the right way, that all conflicts are supposed to be resolved, how come that the ICO decided to reach out to humanitarian dialogue in Switzerland, trying to ask them about CAPO Daniel and how they could prop him up? How they could prop him up so that they could use him for whatever stuff they are trying to do with La République du Cameroon in the guise of trying to resolve the conflict. This is exactly what happened. I've discussed this in a meeting myself, CAPO, Dr. Fontaine, Barrister Chaps, and I asked, why do you think they came to you? And the answer is simple. It is because they thought he is a weak link. They are looking for someone who is weak, someone they could manipulate, someone they could use. That is why they will reach out to HD, and they are trying to find out about him because he was already making certain statements online. They wanted to find out and to prop him. Do you know what it means to prop an individual? Because this is exactly what the West have done in Africa and created a lot of dictators. They come into a country or into a territory. They find one individual they think is a useful idiot. They pick you. They give you shower. You will not understand what I mean. Literally, they shower you and then they make sure they give you good body wear, perfume to put on, so that they can now use you in taking you to go through that party that they want to go into. So they needed someone to prop. This is what they said. They want to prop him up. Why do you want to prop him? You come into a struggle. You say you want to resolve the struggle. And you are not like, let me put it this way. If France or the United Kingdom as a country comes into a struggle and said, okay, we will look all of these people who are actors in this struggle from the side of the non-state actors, we will pick one person we think we can use and prop that individual. You will understand that when they prop that individual, they will be doing that for their own interests. Take for example that the USA or the UK wants to prop me up. Yeah, they will be propping me up. One, they might think that I might be the closest person who could deliver not only for my people but for them, because they look at the benefits, the economic benefits. That is how states operate. States operate on benefits, whether you like it or not. So they will prop you up. This is a state. I'm not talking of an organization, especially one that claims to be involved in issues of resolving conflicts, which actually is acting not like one involved in resolving conflicts. They will take you, prepare you, and prop you up, so that while you are there and your people think you are working for them, you are actually working for that state. Because if they put you in place, you will need to have a payback to that state. Either they will need to have investment in minerals, you need to sign secret deals with them. It has happened in Africa in so many aspects.
Nah. Master, make una try. Try get some small self-respect. Examine the facts and the reality as it is on the ground. The game don't change. You did like coach, okay? If you be coach and you send your team, make they go play football and you want for win. So you set up your team for the way where they go win. You get the attacking line. You get your midfield for support the attackers, and then you get your defensive line. You set them up for go win. Yes, the match now 0-0, minute number 1. they start playing Damba. Bam, 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 bam. Damba na sense. Okay. You want turn look, 30 minutes later, they don't score you. You did one not down. You want turn look, 35 minutes later, they don't score you again. You did two not down. You want turn again, 40, 45 minutes later, they don't score you again. You did 3 not down. Half time. You get team talk with your team. You go tell them waiting. Say we'll continue the plan. Is the plan working? Initially, before you start the match, you will go for them, go win the match. Maybe 1 not, 2 not. But halftime don't reach now. You did 3 not down. They win you. You could still continue with exactly the same strategy. No, ask yourself that question. You could still continue with exactly the same strategy, exactly the same attacking line, exactly the same defensive line, and exactly the same midfield. Maybe you don't even get red cards up. You could still continue exactly the same. No. Now the calculation will change. The calculation now not enough for win the match, but for avoid an embarrassment and disgrace. For even try for draw. Now that is your calculation. Say maybe if we even draw this match, then it will go save face. Or if even go score 1 or 2 and then prevent them from scoring, they will go losses by maybe 3-1 or 3-2 at least. It's not as bad. It's not embarrassing. That's what your calculation will be now. So you could change tactics. You could move some players them off, put other ones them. If you get 2 strikers them, you could move 1, put a defender now. Because now your priority, your intention now, not enough for go win the match. Now for prevent catastrophe, disaster. Say better than for losses 5 not, I go rather losses 3 not. Now that is your calculation, and this is the situation you are in. And that's why CAPO Daniel is saying what he's saying, because he did like una coach where you don't see that situation. Now he did try to stop the match for the way we make better make stop him now. As a day right now, the status quo right now, so make it be the 3 not. I accept I lost it 3 not because it's here and say if we play that match to 90 minutes, it is in a 5 not, 6 not. You understand?
But this is the reality. People listen to the devil himself, my country people of La Republic, more than they listen to some Ambazonian activists. This is the reality.
Yeah, my fellow blacklegs, I don't just make this post for Facebook, and I think say it will make a little bit more sense if I follow them up, back them up with a short audio for explain what I mean. I don't witness over the past few years a lot of the blacklegs they make some kind mistakes, and the same mistakes in way the amber fools they make them. Why? What I mean? For example, if you get an ideological disagreement with some person, it no make that person amber. Yes, we'll be blacklegs and we fight for destroy Ambazonia terrorism. It no means say every person where it disagree with me or disagree with you or disagree with which way we do does not make them amber. People have different ideas, different opinions. They have the right to those ideas and the right to those opinions. Make we not be like Amber where they act foolishly, where their job now for make enemies, never friends, only enemies. See like how one day you go call yourself, say you will call CAPO Daniel, say be your spokesperson for your organization. The next day when you get ideological disagreement with CAPO Daniel, you call it sell out, blackleg, traitor. So why did you then have a traitor, a blackleg, sellout in your organization? You understand? So make we know to behave like the same amber fools and where we call them fools, and then we go exhibit the same traits of foolishness where they get them. All man for them. Na enemy, na traitor, na sellout, na regime apologist, na regime, na infiltrator. Oh man, even within amongst their ranks, the same person where yesterday you be the hail ye, the next day na blackleg, na sell out, they don't buy ye, na agent. No, we don't act like that because we are sophisticated. Ma tell you some small thing if you never know or you never hear me talking before. Me and Clovis and Beltus and all the other blacklegs when we see with the work very beautifully together. We don't have 100% agreement. No, it's not possible. It not be possible, my country people. Them we disagree fundamentally on certain things. We disagree. Even there are times when we disagree, and I would tell my petit frère and Beltus Clovis or whatever, I say, listen, petit frère, I understand how you feel. You feel differently than I feel. You see things differently from the way I see them. You don't live your own experiences, and I never live your experiences. So you better, you probably get a point to which way you make them. Now, to resolve this issue, how about we agree, say, we don't disagree on this point, and then we move forward and move on to the next chapter for our activism, for our blacklegism, and then we'll close the chapter for day. There are certain points away when the ideas them they differ or they divert, then you leave it there and move on. But why you want to make enemies? You see, if I disagree with Beltus or Clovis 20% of the time, and I agree 80% of the time, why will I jeopardize my 80% of agreement with that small 20%? 2 out of every 10 ideas we will get them, now you will disagree on. I carry the other 8 throw them because of that 2. Does that make sense? It doesn't. It's then like how some man owe you 100,000 francs. Then it bring you 80,000. If I can't pay you, say make it owe you now 20. You deny you for take the 80,000. You say better I take nothing. No. People know they act like Amber. Now Amber, the way they go kosh man, you get a small tiny little philosophical or ideological or emotional disagreement with some person. You koshy, you go call it shumbu, red lass. You go talk about your private life, your private family, you kosh plus a woman, you talk about your dead family members, all of those things. That does not build a relationship or bridges. Because tomorrow, maybe you will need that same person for collaborate, for share ideas, for share resources, or for do something together where it will benefit the both of you, mutual beneficial arrangement. But if you burn all your bridges, you only make enemies, you make no friends. How do you progress? How do you achieve your goals? You don't. So make we day in the spirit of making friends, not enemies. No be all man where they disagree with you about a particular point, you go for Facebook, go call it Amber. No. Call person Amber if you get concrete 100% proof of ye Amber sympathies or ye Amber support, or if they give excuses, or if they try to cover up, or if try to explain away Amber atrocities, then you know send Amber that. But nobody say some person talk about corruption for Cameroon, you call it Amber. What has that got to do with Amber? Is there no corruption in Cameroon? It is. There is corruption in Cameroon. It plenty. Police brutality, not in Cameroon. It is there. Gendarme corruption and all of those things. It's endemic in Cameroon. Some people don't ask me, countryman, but why you need to talk about those things? I don't explain that for una. My motto, it talks about destroying Ambazonia terrorism. It not talks about fixing all problems in Cameroon. You understand? And I don't explain that for una. Say if person in house they on fire, it no go they follow Arata for that house. The Arata way there for your house is the least of your problems. Right now, police brutality, gendarme corruption, and they kill people them, and they behead people them, go to where they are dead body them for public square, like how Madame Ayafo Florence is own case. You understand? Right now, the Anglophone people they get a situation where they like an existential threat, where people are being beheaded and thrown on in public. People are being killed. Children cannot go to school. They are stopped from going to school by terrorists. When you have that kind of situation in your community, you stop chasing Arata. You understand? If you get accident for road where they cut your hand, you go stop for the worry about Jigawe there for your toes, because you have bigger problems. And nobody jump enter inside this fight for fix Cameroon problems. Cameroon, we don't already get police brutality, gendarme corruption, all those things them. Before I start talk about these things them, I start talk about these things because I see the need, the existential threat. And then another thing, for example, people they think say because they will go against people that like the journalists, the way they write on social media and whatnot, like Mimi Mefo, for instance. You think say everything now when Mimi Mefo write time it be bad. No, Mimi Mefo, not journalist, she's doing a job with the what's the word I'm looking for? With the not castigate, with the what's the word? Criticize. We criticize them because we want them to do better. You understand? We want them to do a good job, a better job. That's why we criticize. It's called positive criticism, where you criticize one person because you want to make it change for the better. We need the journalists for do their job, just like how we need the bricklayers, for the carpenters, the lawyers, the teachers for do their jobs. Lawyers, journalists have a job to do. We want the journalists to do their job. And we want them to do it competently and effectively and properly, reporting the news that affects people and would have impact in people's life, spreading knowledge, understanding, and raising awareness to social, cultural issues and all of those things. That we need journalists to do those things. The reason why me are there for this fight now, because the journalists were so woefully incompetent, inept, and of course, because of the dynamic of the Ambazonia terrorism, they were afraid for their lives. Because the truth, the reality now say, there is a very big risk reporting in Cameroon, especially with the Ambazonia terrorists. You write something, whether not true, not be true, they could target you. So I understand that, but at the end of the day, I, as an activist, I still have a job to do for criticize them so that maybe they do the right thing regardless. So that's what I'm doing. Just because I don't talk a few times and criticize me for call it 10 French journalists. Ma tell us something. Me have been one of the number one consumer for me for news. If you know, make you know today. I be give an interview to some foreign journalist when I be there in Cameroon a couple of years ago. So and then it shocked for years. Say me I read me for every day. I said yes, religiously. I have to know even what my enemies, all the Amba terrorists, their Facebook pages, them accounts, them. I read them on a daily basis. I have to study my enemy to know how to destroy them. I'm not stupid like Amber fools the way they go talk, say no, they don't want to hear countermanding voice, they don't want to hear countermanding voice. That is an advantage to me. Because if I make mistake, they don't go ever know. They don't know the enemy. So how can you defeat an enemy you don't know? I need to be informed, well informed. So that before some person want to talk something, I don't really know the angle where they go towards. You want to ask me a question, I don't really know. I did 2 steps ahead of you all the time. Because I am well informed, well connected. I know things the way that they happen. Some things that they may for know, I don't know. You understand? So now why even talk about me for other people them now? Because they we don't castigate me for in the past. It means that all thing we go do now in the future, we go castigate it. Wrong approach. If I will tell you tomorrow, say me I collaborate with me for you agree no, it will shock you no. Now because say you never get the capability for use all on our brain. When I think that this thing not just about making enemies, no, we have an agenda. The agenda is not to make enemies. The agenda is to destroy Ambazonia terrorism. Where it means say, if I need some tool or some weapon for achieve my goal, I don't care whose side the tool or the weapon comes from. I will use it. If President Paul Biya give me the tools and the weapons so I need them for destroy my enemy, guess what I will do? I will use it. If Eric Tato, Tapang Ivo, Ayabacho Lucas, himself, the idiot, wait there for prison for Norway today. It gives me the tools and the weapons I need to destroy my enemy. I will use it. So the point is not to go around insulting everyone, say she'd know why blast, all of these things. And I don't even explain for una in the past why me I use those kind of words. Them she'd know why blast, a wonderful, foolish international idiot. It's an emotional, I attack them emotionally, especially the ones where they be in the forest, where they be poorly educated. They respond to emotions. They don't respond to any philosophical and intellectual argument where you could make them. You want me to start to explain for them how the dynamics of war and how Adolf Hitler it be blunder for Operation Barbarossa for attack Russia. Now why that way the Third Reich it be fall? You want me to go explain some shit? No, why last week no for even know how to scratch a name for Bush? No, that would be a waste of my time. So I don't go make an intellectual, philosophical argument with Ambashi no for Bush. What do I go tell you? Now what the way it go respond to? Now what it mean? Communication means getting your message to your target audience and making sure that target audience understand the message. Even if their target audience receive the message, if they don't understand them, then communication has not been achieved. You understand? So you get to talk to them in a language they understand. Now, why do I talk now? Pidgin. Because my target audience, now the Anglophone Cameroonians, especially the ones on the ground where they suffer, especially the Amber terrorists where they carry gun on the bush. If I coach them, it will make them vex. And when they vex, they go come back for can't listen to me the more. I know someone I think say that the opposite. No. When I think say if I make them vex, they go, they don't ever come back from my page. Now lie. As a matter of fact, they go come back. Because in that vex, it will make they pick their phone, call me, call Beltus, call Clovis for Koshwi. And in the process of that Koshwi, we inject sense into them. Sooner or later, when they start finding them for killing for bush, guess who number they get them for their phone? My number. Clovis' own, Beltus' own. They call we. That's how we remove them from the bushes. How on I think so would they do them? By giving them some philosophical argument and intellectual tapping into their intellect. What intellect? What intellect? No. So we did try to tap into an emotional response. The fact that the carry guns go bush in the first place was a reaction to their emotions. You know, being picking the way they think. They did not know what they were doing. Some of them were forced. Some of them now peer pressure. Some of them they ended up in the wrong place at the wrong time. Some of them, they went there to make their money. Some of them was, an adventure. Some of them, they were not thinking. There was no calculation. There was no calculation to go into the bush. And of course, the lies and manipulation, they believed those lies because they are poorly educated. And they need people like we now for sensitize them, for help them. So our mission, fellow blacklegs, is to create friends and build bridges. And now why that way, even the Amber one, the way they did for Bush, what they call them shit, no white blast today. Tomorrow, when they surrender, they come, they become our best friends. When I say I go Cameroon, go make videos with them. Because we're in the business of making friends, not enemies. So don't go to Facebook and start calling everyone you see or disagree with. You call them Amber. That is foolishness. You will fall into the same trap where Amber, they don't find themselves in. And you know if you come up with that trap, because they don't make enemies with everyone. If some person be there for our page where they follow our page religiously every day, but they know the commentary. If they follow our page every day, they like the news, they benefit from what way we do. Any the commentary, we don't already gain it didn't for our side. Okay, it didn't for our side. It gets sympathies towards our side. The day where it make one comment, you know like him, you go call it Amber Pig. Come on. You go call it Amber. What do you think they could do now? It would then follow you the more because they call it Amber Pig. And maybe not some intellectual. It would then follow you the more. No. Before you want to castigate some person, before you want to criticize some person, have an agenda behind it. When I be castigate, okay, my give now. And also this audio don't be a very long one. Another example with Mimi Menfo case. My expert for now why me have the castigate Mimi Menfo, despite the fact that I consuming news, despite the fact that she does a service. Okay, like the other day, some Mimi Menfo post about some guy where they torture you. What are defense and security forces? They arrested, they torture you, and then they release it a few weeks later. They discover say it was a case of mistaken identity. Mimi Menfo post about that. Some person one comment about it. I say, so according to you, that person will be an innocent person where they torture you like that, it no deserve justice. What are we fighting for? The reason why we do blacklegism. Now, for save our people, it's not just about a social media experiment. It's not just about fighting Amber because it's fun to go and do trolling on Facebook. No, I have better things to do with my life. The reason why I'm there for you now, because I understand. It's not just a belief, it's a fact. Say, if we destroy Ambazonia terrorism, my people will be better off. Their lives, their properties, their livelihood, their safety, their security, their progress, their prosperity. Now, what is that we fight for? For destroy Ambazonia terrorism, yes, that's the primary goal that. But behind that goal is preserving Anglophone lives, properties, happiness, and of course, the bigger picture, keeping Cameroon one and indivisible. So make we not ever forget that. We need to just go for Facebook for go talk because we feel like, or because they will not get nothing important to do, nothing better. No, we have more important things to do. But this is more important because we understand, say, it literally been a life and death situation for our people. Them, we have to help them. We have to remove the guns from the hands of the terrorists. If they don't give it peacefully, we take them. We take them by force. We kill them, take them. If that's the only way, then that's the way we'll use. I prefer them for drop and peacefully come. But if they don't drop and come peacefully, what I could do? I kill them. Without blinking. No blinking. Not at all. So make we understand that. Okay, my give like I been talk about me before. So my point being I say, okay, my give a scenario. For example, my talk say for the Anglophone zone in the space of 1 year, if they will get 100 civilian deaths, and out of that 100 civilian deaths, about 30 of them it will be caused by the action of the forces of defense and security, and about 70. So 70% now Ambazonia terrorists they kill Anglophone civilians for that 1 year, and 30% as a result of forces of defense and security, right? But if you go for a place like Mimime for a page back in the days like 2018-19, you know go no say na the reality that you go see and say this, so it go only post a news about civilian death if it be caused by the forces of defense and security. So you could say if you go for a page, you could see like 14, 17 instances where you write about forces of defense and security where their action result in civilian death, and then the armed terrorists, their atrocities or their actions where it result in civilian death, maybe now about 5 or 6 times they go write down for that year. So that's why we were castigating them. So maybe they do their jobs properly. If they were reporting, if it was fair, balanced, and proportional, then I'm not forgetting no problems with them. And if they were competent and reporting it, for example, in situation where you okay, like how someone they talk today, so if na Amba Duam we go write unknown gunmen, but if na military Duam we go write in a military. You know, say the military name now waiting. You don't know. So the premise where the GM say they go write say na unknown gunmen that say we don't know the actual name of the individual who carry out the act. But when they accuse now Cameroon military forces of defense and security, they still don't know the name of the individual, but they go write and say na forces of defense and security they carry out. So you see the bias, and that's what we're kicking against. We're not kicking against them doing their job. You understand the point? So if the Mimefo can write an article where it talk about police corruption, yes, that's good. She's supposed to, because that's what the societies is supposed to know about those things. Yes, I know we ever castigate some person for doing that. The problem comes if you only focus your attention, you fail to do journalism and you start doing but activism, where you are actively trying to for example, destabilize a system, a government, or cause a popular revolt or agitation, or cause those kind of things, and then you are no longer a journalist, you are an activist, and by right you should lose your credentials and even thrown in jail. Yes, if you start doing activism, especially if the information you're putting out there is not corroborated and cannot be substantiated and carries no facts in reality, and if you read about individuals then where they feel like say you don't defame them, then they have right to seek legal remedies, and they will bring charges against you as an individual. So that's it. We nobody castigate journalists, them lawyers, them all those things, them because we hate them. No, we don't hate them. We need them to do their jobs and do it properly and do it professionally. The difference now say they were not doing that, so they could write stories the way it be skewed, and then sometimes be fabricated, it be biased. And you also get to understand that back in the days 2018-19, Anglophones themselves are bad belly people them, so they were biased. So even when they want to tell the story, for example, when Amba they attack you, the person know he send Amba they attack you, but they no go talk he send Amba. So the person where they report the story. So I understand those things them. So sorry say the audio tonton it will not be long. The point where they make an assertion. Black legs. No be all man where you disagree with, it be Amba. No do that nonsense with Amba they do and say if they disagree with you about anything, small tiny disagreement where be just maybe just superficial disagreement about something very mundane, and then you just call it betrayal, sellout, traitor, black leg, La Republique infiltrator, enabler. No, let's not do that. Do not go to Facebook and call anyone Amber unless the person talks something specifically we get to do with Amber. No be all man way they talk about police brutality hate Cameroon. No. As a matter of fact, people the way they talk about police brutality where they want to stop them and Jadam corruption, those are patriots who love the country. Yes, they love the country. So man will tell me, say, why I need to talk about them? Because that is not what I create my platform for talk about them. I'm not going to follow Arat of my house when my house they burn. You where you get the time, the energy, and the latitude, and all the content for talk about police corruption and gendarme brutality, all those things. Good luck. Go to talk about them. Fantastic. Go to talk about them. No man never stop you. But you know who can't impose on me which way me I'm supposed to talk about or which way me I'm not going to talk about them. I dey do my own thing, they go. You go do your own thing. My name no be Jesus Christ. My name na Kumkumasa. I don't come here for save the world. I don't even come here for save Cameroon. No, I come here for destroy Ambazonia terrorism. That's all. Nothing more, nothing less.